This is the most epic underwater footage I've ever watched unfold in front of me.
Prepare to immerse yourself into the underwater unknowns that obsess anglers across the globe.
Ready?
I'm fishing maniac Ali Hamidi.
And we're off the underwater mark.
And alongside our underwater experts...
This is amazing.
Wow! And my angling buddies.
Unbelievable. Feels like a very, very good fish.
We'll expose underwater myths and truths.
What is the answer?
Want to see what baits carp love most? Now we're talking attraction. Experience tackle and tech in different scenarios.
It's on! Yeah!
And witness the fine lines between success and failure.
No, no, no.
All is unearthed in the underwater grand fishing adventure.
Yeah. We got ourselves a piggy underwater.
It was March. I was in France and on my way to meet the team.
Yes, we're on the way to do some underwater filming.
I was travelling south to a serene village 50 kilometres from Reims. The destination was a lake boasting big carp, but equally as important, a water with great clarity. The venue, Chase Lakes, a 12-acre gravel pit with around 250 carp, from pristine stockies up to 70-pound beasts. The mission here was to try and catch at least one carp in front of our underwater cameras, with just 7 days to do it. We'd arrived, the water was looking gin clear, and I hooked up with our underwater dive specialist.
Come on, brother. My man.
We're gonna do it.
And then my fishing partner for this trip, the man with the brightest teeth in angling, rocked up. Here he is, for his debut. Go on, son, I'm already rolling. They're all here. Yes!
I've been carp fishing for 30-odd years now, but this was my first underwater project. To say I was excited was an understatement.
It was straight down to work getting base camp set up, including the mission control tent and all underwater tech. Here's Lukey, setting up the live cams. Look at this. Camp is coming together lovely. There's my home. Prep went on deep into the evening. Well, for most anyway.
Just watching the water, mate.
But the underwater cameras wouldn't actually go in until sunrise, when the serious business could really start. Being March, the sun rose around 6:30 a.m. and then our first job was to get our eye in the sky airborne to see if we could locate some carp to give us some ideas to where to place the underwater cameras. We're looking for where the bulk of the fish could be to find a spot where they're obviously residing. It all changes when you start going out there and making commotion, putting lines in. But currently, with no lines in the lake, this is where the fish are, okay?
Actually, it's perfect because this is gravel. This is a big stone and they're all...
So it's like a feature in open water.
Yeah, with at least 20 carp here.
Yeah, wow, look at that.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's nice, mate. They're moving a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they obviously like that little area.
When the first underwater camera went in, I started to realise that the planning and the size of these projects was massive. And the pressure really started to build. I didn't want to let anybody down.
We had 2 cameras that could be viewed live from the control tent. Roo kept an eye from there whilst Luke and I placed the first in open water, where we'd spotted all the carp on the drone, although this was a bit of a gamble.
It really is a huge disturbance to the carp's environment when you're putting in underwater cameras with a diver, and then when you start putting them into open water areas, you haven't got that sort of protection of foliage and snags, so it could be catastrophic. Would the fish return like we would see or had seen on the drone? Only time would tell.
Camera is in. Very murky at the moment. Luke's staring up the bottom. So bait's going in now, and we got maggots, we've got tigers, we've got boilie, all floating down.
The second live cam we decided to put on a snaggy margin to the right of our swim. Carp love structure. They feel safer, and this area had undercuts below the bank within the tree roots, and we even spotted carp chilling there as Luke placed the camera.
Right, so cam 2 is gone in, and this one's staying a lot clearer. It looks a lot more gravelly over there.
Around both the live cams, we spread bait in long strips, a mix of all sorts, what I call the buffet theory. A bit of everything to encourage the carp in and then hopefully to feed. It wasn't long before we had the first signs of inquisitive carp on camera.
Didn't get his head down or pay any attention to the bait, but they are there.
More carp appeared minutes later on the other live camera on the margin spot.
3 minutes, and we have seen common. There's 2. God, page is going to be full. I just couldn't believe how quick the fish moved back onto the spot after all the commotion. But were they going to feed or not was the big question. That's a big dog. Oh, big mirror.
Roo was keeping research notes on the positive early activity, whilst Luke and I placed a third camera in open water. We called this a spy camera, as it couldn't be viewed live. Instead, it had to be retrieved after several hours and viewed retrospectively, basically like Carp VAR. A second spy cam was placed along the same margin as the live cam. Now the serious job of research could begin in earnest.
I could hear some excitement already
Yeah,
from the shorelines.
There's this big mirror what keeps coming in.
You've got to start naming them, though. You've got to start giving them names.
Yeah, well-
Otherwise, they won't have...
Big comment, big mirror, big mirror, big
names,
comment.
though, yeah, well, if they come in regular.
All right. It was quite a good-looking mirror, quite big, quite tall, quite muscular. So Luke.
Luke. Yeah, Luke the mirror.
Luke the mirror.
I'll have that.
Yeah.
There.
This is Luke.
Let's have a look.
I think that's Luke. It keeps coming from that tree.
Big Luke lives under the tree. Oh, here comes Luke's
It's that
mate.
common. It's the other
That's
side.
only little, innit?
Yeah, little.
Little common.
What we're going to call that?
Ian Botham the common.
Ian Botham.
Cricket bat common. It ain't actually much of a cricket. He's got a bit of a belly on it.
Ian Botham enters.
So we've got 2 cameras that give us a constant barometer of their feeding mood, and they're in different areas of the lake. So if we've got them feeding on both cameras, you've got a good sense that the bait that's out there is of interest, and they fancy some grub. Now we have a day of studying. See if anything feeds.
So far, we'd only seen 1 carp drift past on the open water live cam. 99% of the action had been on the marginal snaggy spot, but nothing had fed.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Gills are going, blowing nicely. Oh, interesting. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Looking straight at the lens.
Nice.
That's a common. Decent one, that.
Yeah.
E.T. Oh, here comes another one. 2 common. Oh, it's feeding. It's feeding.
Oh, yeah,
First one feeding. Oh, it had a mouthful. That's the first one feeding whilst I was filming on my phone.
Ian Botham
They're at
takes a bite.
Oh, that's eating. Ian Botham the common's eating. Yes.
The spread of bait we thought was key, not creating a danger zone, and it was important to top up the spots regularly to keep them fresh and hopefully the carp interested.
There we go. Got more bait coming out onto the open water cam now. See that all falling down beautifully. Yeah, spread nicely.
Ah, bonjour, Lukey. By lunchtime, carp traffic slowed, so we topped up both live cam spots with bait for when they returned. This carp lull was expected, as being early spring and carp being cold-blooded, they tend to not feed in the brightest, hottest part of the day and visit the upper layers to warm up instead. With just 2 hours of daylight remaining, the open water spot stayed void of carp, but the snaggy margin suddenly came alive again.
Little common has a mouthful.
Ian Botham.
Yeah?
I think it was.
What's this one? What's this
Scaly
one?
one.
That's a
Scaly
scaly one.
one.
Come alive, innit? During late winter and early spring, you tend to get short feeding windows, and now the fish were starting to gain a bit of confidence. But the interesting thing was, now the rigs were about to go in, how would they respond? The open water spot, there were so many carp there earlier, but with the disturbance of Luke, the camera being visible, it had gone dead.
Together with no cover, would they return?
Luc had swapped out the 2 spy cameras at around 2 p.m. and now, for the first time, we'd get to see what was happening subsurface on these spots.
So this is the left hand.
Left-hand spot,
Yeah.
So this is an area which is still a little bit open water, but it's in a corner of a lake, isn't it? Come on in, show me what we're going to see on this camera. Okay, so they've come in, they're cruising over. Was that the best clip? Was there
No, let's go to a different clip.
bigger stamp of fish, aren't they, on this spot?
Yeah, definitely.
Cruising over.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, that is a spot I would say to have some sort of little ziggy on there. But go on, let's go again. Right, so this is the other spy cam under the trees. Look at that one's eyeballs. Right, next clip. Oh, he sped this one up for us. Coming in and out, no feeding really.
Smaller stamp of fish,
Smaller brat pack.
We were slowly piecing together critical information from the underwater cameras, including feeding patterns and even fish size.
So that side is showing the bigger fish on that little glimpse we've had on that spy camo, isn't it? And when that drone was up this morning, they looked bigger, didn't they?
Yeah, and critically, there's one really important factor about that. Really important. It's the furthest away from your teeth.
It was the end of the first day of our carp underwater research project in France. The cameras were now off, and Luc and I went out into the darkness to top up the spots with bait, drizzling a mix of boilies, maggots, tiger nuts, pellets and chopworm all around the areas with underwater cameras to hopefully keep the carp interested. Oh, look at that. Then, to our surprise, we spotted some right by the boat.
In the darkness, out of nowhere, these carp start appearing, and this is all happening on the far margin to the left of our swim. Oh, that's a cheese, that one. That's a big one. This kind of intel can be priceless, so we knew we had to pursue this area the following day.
At first light the next morning, we switched on the 2 live cams to check out the state of play.
Oh, mate, I can't believe you're turning the cameras onto that. I did put quite a bit of bait in there in the hours of darkness last night, right? I've got a feeling they might have left that area overnight and not stayed there in the numbers. And now they're coming back. Now the light's coming for shelter and sanctuary, you know, because on our other live cam, there's a bit of bait there, but there was probably more bait there yesterday, wasn't there? Or not?
Yeah. More bait yesterday.
Yeah, so they're fed there at night.
Yeah.
But not in the daytime at all. Look, they're feeding right in front of our eyes here, Roo.
It was time to get this show on the road and get the baited rigs in the drink to see if we could achieve our goal of catching a carp in front of an underwater camera. Roo opted for a lock hook wafter rig known as a Medusa. Also, a big bunch of maggots on a long hair that lays flat on the deck with the bait separated from the hook.
That's my go-to winter and spring rig. I have caught so many carp on this rig, including my PB in February at £71. But seeing how it performed on an underwater camera was really nerve-wracking. He's a boy, isn't he? Human bait, babe.
Gonna see a diver appear any minute. Oh, is that? Oh, it's a carp's tail, not Luc. There's a carp. Carp spooking. That means Luc's in town.
Luc was going to place all of our rigs into position in front of the cameras by hand.
Too far from the camera. If you can hear me underwater, bring it 6 inches towards us. Good boy, Luc. You can hear us underwater, Luc, because you are Luc. I can hear the shouts already. That's cheating, but you've got to remember this is a big research project. Everything needed to be precise and on point. And if it were you, you'd do the same. Get in there, rig in position, and Luc hears me underwater. Oh, here comes the grub.
Continuing the buffet theory, the mix of free bait was spread all around the rig to attract the carp, but to also draw them to the hook bait.
He's done a nice job there.
First rig locked, loaded and live. We held fire on the second live cam in open water because due to the lack of carp traffic, we felt it needed more research in case we needed to change the camera's position to a different area of the lake. I was using spring-loaded hooking devices, boilie paste around the lead, lock hook spinner rigs with half a pop-up boilie, topped with maggots, all drenched in almond detractors.
Serious times. Final inspection's done.
But before we had a chance to get my first hook bait in the water,
It's Luke. Luke is in the facility.
whilst Luke the lofty mirror carp mooched very close to Roo's hookbait, Luke the diver placed my first rig on the right-hand margin, the same bank as Roo's live cam. The second spy cam and rig was positioned in the clear area near the far left margin where we'd seen the carp the previous night during our baiting up mission. 3 rigs now deployed in front of 3 underwater cameras. Roo's live cam 2 on the right margin was already showing some positive signs.
Yep. On the bait. That's a feeder.
First
Feed. Feeder.
First feed, yeah.
As Ali has his breakfast, the carp also correlate to my dietary behaviours.
Then things started to happen on the open water live cam spot.
Oh, live cam.
Oh,
Live cam. I'm a live cam.
oh,
Camera 1,
cam 1.
a big load just swim through.
Jesus Christ, how many? There's a dozen, wasn't there?
Would you commit your rod to a little mini zig on that rod, just for bants?
Well, this spot's not doing anything else really. We haven't had it fed down, have we? So, do we give it a ziggy zig?
Well, see if any more crews past it. That seemed like a bit of a coast. Oh, no, there's another one coming up the back. Look. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, 3.
Oh, look, another 3. Wow, what's the time of day as well? Take a look.
7, loads of carp, cam 1.
Then 40 minutes later,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yes.
And there's one to you, and one poking through.
and 1. Yeah.
Little brat pack
But-
fish,
Cam 1, so the open water swim.
which has no rig on it at the moment.
No, and we've still got quite a lot of bait really from yesterday.
Yeah.
But we've had lots of shoals moving over that spot. So I think we bang a zig on that.
Shall I go and knock up a zig while you watch that? 'Cause your rig's in the water. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll let you do all the work.
All right, mate. It's
Yeah.
all good.
but I only managed 1 foot outside the control tent.
Oh, here we go, feeding. Oh, hook bait, hook bait, hook bait. Oh.
What happened? Did it take you? Did it take you?
No, it was on it.
Yeah.
It didn't, it didn't. It was that debris. It touched my hook bait. It's close, but it just didn't suck it up. Gutted.
Oh, well. Close. Won't be the last time, we hope
No.
today. Touch wood.
An hour later, and the weather took a sudden turn.
Oh, this is good. Good bit of overcast weather. That little bit of light gone. See, fish are moving around. The air pressure is really important in fishing. I just looked on the phone app, Weather Pro. The air pressure is 995, which below 1,000 is always very, very good if you're a carp angler. There was a little flurry though.
Still haven't seen Luke, though.
No, because maybe Luke got annoyed. He was there this morning though, wasn't he?
fed this morning.
But maybe after Luke the diver went out and 2 fishing lines went into the area,
Yeah.
Luke thought, actually, not for me this restaurant today. Bit busy.
Yeah, the town isn't big enough for 2 Lukes.
No. But there could be, as well as Luke's gone, there could be something very big turn up that's bigger than Luke. What you don't want is a carp that looks like Nick Warner. Because that would be like, that's like really, that's the pike. I think the pike.
Aggie Pike.
Hello, are these cameras all in the right angles?
I wasn't talking to you.
He's there, isn't he? Just on cue. Is that the pike? That is it. Keep right in the book, bang on cue. He's actually turned up. Nick's turned up. Oh no, he's turning a bit. Someone must be irritating him.
Could be an audio thing underwater.
I think it's
no, there's a
it's
carp
Ali.
coming
It's
in.
Ali.
He's keeping his eye on these coming in from the left. But I love it. He keeps
No,
himself.
so yeah, he sent them straight off.
Sent them straight off. He said, "No, you're not
No.
big enough for this film. Get out." Come and look
Yeah,
at Nick the
yeah.
Pike. Come on at Nikos. Get in this
Yeah.
shot.
Come on, Nick.
You're sitting there off camera. Look where Nick the Pike is. He's right here.
Right.
It's a good-looking pike.
He's a lovely pike. He's skinny. He's
Yeah.
skinny. He's lean. He looks hungry.
He can stay in the same position for hours.
Yeah. I always wondered if you had a animal version of yourself, and also the fact that they say a great director can't be in two places at once, especially underwater, but you have somehow, by the miracle of nature, created your own version of you underwater.
Underwater.
Look, he's telling them to come in.
Look
Right,
at that
go back off the
organisation.
spot,
Look at that.
Get off. You've come in too close to the camera.
Well done, Nick the Pike. Well done. Well done.
Oh, he's in there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Nick the Pike, the director.
The time for joking was over, and it was back to the mission in hand. The odd carp was still drifting over the open water live camera, so Luke swam out a zig rig, a 2-foot monofilament hook length, and a floating fake bug on a lock hook. This would sit up off the bottom, looking like an insect suspended in the water that hopefully a passing carp would instinctively snaffle.
Oh, it's near the zig. It's waved the zig.
Wave the
Look at that.
zig. Look at
Oh, wow. That actually spooked off the zig a bit, I think.
that. Good call, I think, on the zig, guys.
But only time would tell if it worked. The action did slow down over the middle part of the day, the same as yesterday, so I took the chance to review some spy cam footage.
And amazingly, what I'm about to watch, you wouldn't, it blows my mind sometimes. We're only there. That's where the two cameras are, spy cam, live cam. So it's fascinating. So, right, let's watch clip 1. I think that's actually Luke, the carp, that was previously on the live cam bush a lot, and now it appears to have changed home. Right, that's one clip. Next clip, big fish again. 2 big fish. Is that Luke again? Oh, wow, look, the paste on the lead. So I put the paste on, it's something I've always wanted to see. It's something I do in my fishing a lot. And just a fish swimming past it is just set off a load of particles from the lead all coming up off the bottom. That is really good to see, because I think that's a plus point. Oh, wow, this is, oh my God. Oh my God, that actually got close to my hook bait. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna have to watch that back. How close did that get? I'm just slowing this down. Wow, that fish is millimeters from actually the hook bait. Call that as a close shave. It blows my mind how close we get without even realizing. Here we go again. Look at that. Look at this head. Oh my God, look at that. That's a big carp in it. Ladies and gents, that looks massive. That is a monster of a carp.
Around 4 p.m, carp started to visit Roo's margin live cam again.
Go on, go on, go on.
Oh,
Go on.
go on. Almost turned away. Oh, that was close. That was close to catching a 10-pounder. Oh.
Oh.
Go on. Oh,
Go on, right.
One more mouthful.
Right, go on, go
Go
on.
on. Nah. How is that hook bait?
It was at that moment I realised my super rig wasn't that super. Same common,
Yeah.
common.
Ignoring hook bait. Asterisks.
Easy.
Starting to realise just a ball of maggots that are dead is not that great.
Well, with him in the ear, I thought a change of hook bait was on the cards.
The lights soon began to fade and camera quality started depleting, but there was still just enough time for our first nibble on camera.
Oh,
Oh!
It spooked.
You got. Yeah,
It spooked, didn't
it
it?
spooks, mate.
Oh, I thought it just...
Oh my God!
Dumb,
Is that
mate.
still recording?
It's still recording, yeah.
That was your long hair. I wonder if it grabbed your long hair and mugged you off.
No, it didn't. No way.
The lead didn't move.
No. Yeah, mate, if it grabbed that long hair, that and pulled that, 100%.
How about the lead didn't move though, did it? It's a lead. No.
Where's...
It just completely it looked like he had a bite.
It was time for a VAR playback.
Gutted, confused. That totally blew my mind. What on earth just happened?
I thought you got a bite. I thought it came in, got nailed, and that was that.
It's moved it though, isn't it? Look at the angle of where the hook bit is now. Or is that all it?
I have no idea. You've been staring at it all day.
5 days now remained with limited time, no bites between us, and observing just light feeding from the carp. We decided to slightly scale down our hook baits, but also make them more visual too. Could it make a difference?
Looking on camera now, it's standing out like a cherry on the top. Absolutely bang on. To be honest, if it hadn't have been for the cameras, the long hair rig would have stayed there. But I decided to put higher trap pop-ups out there, back on the dance floor. Come on, the carp.
I went with a bright almond pop-up with fake maggots on my right-hand margin rod on the spy cam. For my left-hand spy cam, it was similar, but the pop-up was topped with worms instead. Both hook baits sat up nicely off the deck. How could a carp resist? Spy cam footage filmed yesterday afternoon also backed up our reasoning for the hook bait switch.
Well, I'll roll it to show you what I saw last night. Once we'd cut and we'd finished for the evening and the rods had come in, some of the footage and some of the fish we saw come on the other spy cam was quite incredible. There was some really, really big fish coming. They were feeding, coming along from the back. Not a lot, again, little touches to the bottom, little mouthfuls. But the one thing Roo and I both observed is these fish don't seem to be like sucking with any vigor or feeding like hard. And that's one of the other things I try to tell people. A little bit of buoyancy in your hook bait. So if they do just suck a little bit, the weight of the hook is negated, so the whole lot flies into their mouth quicker. So if they mouth it and they just go a little suck, that hook could go back and catch them. So we've got, in effect, 4 different heights of pop-ups with different hook baits out there, different attractors. There's a lot going on, but it's interesting.
Now is a day of watching and waiting. Would the pop-ups tempt a carp into taking the bait? However, just a couple drifted over the open water live cam spot all morning.
Not interested in the hook bait whatsoever.
All the action was on the live cam margin and it was proper edge of the seat stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Right, go on.
No, it's not even no, just before. Just sucks. Calm down. I'll tell you when to run.
Calm down. I felt we were getting closer to that holy grail bite on camera. Go on, go on, go on, go on, next to it. Go on, go for it. Oh, you're looking. Lucky. I can't take anymore. I can't take anymore.
As the day progressed, Roo's live cam spot gained more interest, including from a new absolute unit of a carp.
Oh, wow. Wow. Now that is the biggest mirror by a country mile which has moved into that live cam over my spot. That was a very good fish. 60 plus 100%.
Roo's pop-up was now causing quite a stir.
Right, here we go. Go on. Oh,
What happened?
that mirror yesterday, you know, with the big sort of scar on the back of the tail.
Yeah.
Longer mirror. That it literally just came from under those snags, literally in line with that hook bait, and it's just moved away at the end. So 2 decent mirrors now. One just before that, absolute peak.
Oh, they're feeding around you.
Feeding, bottoms.
They're feeding around you. You're going to get a pickup. This is the one you want to take your hook bait. Go on, Big Common. Go on, Big Common, coming out of nowhere.
Oh my God.
Look at Big Common coming out of nowhere. Oh look, it's touching your hook bait with its tail. With its lateral fin. It's touched your hook bait.
That is huge.
That's decent, mate. Yeah, I reckon that's a nifty. I reckon that's a 50-pounder, that one. Circling the beast. Circling the beast. I can smell some wee-wee coming out of somebody, and it's not me, it's Mr. Roo Abbott.
I put black pants on for that reason.
And there's the interesting thing is at the moment there's sediment coming up right near the camera. Excuse my AirPods in my ears. There's sediment coming up, and they're actually there's clearly fish feeding this side of the camera, that side of the camera a little bit, not a lot. Their tails are going. There's motion in the ocean. Life is good. Life is good. Life's exciting. We're certainly giving you plenty of let's call it pre-roll in the production game, and in the adult game it would be called foreplay.
That I haven't seen that common.
New fish are going to come in, bro.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
New fish come in, and then you might not see them for a couple of days. It's a lake, they're allowed to swim around it. All wise, valid points.
No one likes a smart ass.
We still hadn't managed to pick up, so next we experimented with different amounts of free bait on each spot in an attempt to stimulate a bite.
Lukey is currently raining it over the pop-up as if we've dropped it out by a bait boat. I wonder if they come in on that.
Oh, so...
Your big pop-up on the top of it. You see pop-up still, can't you?
Yeah.
We even tried to emulate fishing a solid PVA bag on the other live cam, so free bait all tight around the hook bait.
Now Roo's hook bait is right in the middle of a clump of bait. That's a nice trap.
Yeah.
But our plan didn't pan out as intended, with perch just having a party on the open water spot, and then on the margin.
Oh, you are joking me.
A common completely confused Roo.
All that work.
As an angler, you think you've got this lovely, tightly baited spot, and then without you even knowing, this can happen. And essentially, you're fishing with just a single hook bait.
With time ticking and no feeding whatsoever on the open water live camera, once it was dark, we decided to reposition it to a new area.
So we're going to be moving that over to this far margin over here, which you can't see at the moment because it's pitch black. But it's going near to the other live cam because there's a lot of fish traffic up and down, up and down.
Moving it at night would mean less disturbance over the camera spots in the daytime, maximising the hours available for filming and also, hopefully, our chances.
There he is. One more lot of effort.
This was also about learning and gathering info on the carp's habitat in these cold conditions with a fast ticking clock. 4 days to go and further scaling down of our hook baits, a trimmed down pop-up with fake casters for me to a newly moved live cam. And for Roo's live cam, he'd switched to a small boilie and a mini pop-up known as a snowman due to the way it sits. Slightly smaller hook baits also went out on the spy cams too. Would the slight scaling down do the trick and entice a bite on camera? Another change was afoot too, but now from Mother Nature herself, the wind had got up and had changed direction and was now pushing nicely towards the bank with both the live cams. Carp often follow a new wind, and it also helps to add a little more oxygen in the water, so something in our favour.
Oh, this one coming with a bit of intent. They're moving much faster now though, far more aggressively. They're far more stimulated. That wind changing stirred them up a bit. A little bit of increase in oxygen. Here's a cormorant. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello there, how you doing?
Things felt good as the fish traffic increased on the 2 live cameras.
Turn.
This is mad, isn't it? Both of us.
Yeah, 2 cameras.
And again,
They're feeding on, but look, they're touching down on both cameras as we speak. I think he's just mouthed my lead. Look, look at, he just ate some of my lead.
We now just needed a serious inquiry into one of our pimped pop-ups, and Roo was starting to realise that fishing in front of underwater cameras was far from easy pickings.
oh, he's head down. Oh, he's going.
They're having a good munch right close to the camera as well.
Nick. Aggie Pike move.
It's all right. Aggie Pike's just above its tail's just above the carp's head.
Yeah, he's still going, eh?
He had a good little grubbage there.
Yeah.
Stocky common.
Don't think people will actually understand how frustrating this can be and how hard it can be.
Is it if it's your first time? You've watched it before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've watched it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not
and you're-
seeing the
Yeah, you're seeing the compressed version of
Yeah.
weeks of planning, months of planning, weeks of filming often, built into a few hours. You don't see the in-between parts. But you learn a lot. You learn a lot, but at the same time, it's the hardest set of circumstances you can have. It is not fishing. It is underwater filming, which is really hard.
While we chewed the fat, yet another wave of carp drifted over Roo's live cam spot.
That's
That
two
one,
tipping down.
Two tipping. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Encouraging. They're past you. Yeah, write them notes down. Come on, Roo boy. Where would this rank for you, Roo, fishing wise, to get a bite underwater, irrespective of size?
Oh, top.
Would it?
Yeah, 100%.
Wicked,
Probably
mate.
about 99.9% of anglers who would love to do this. So, yeah, it's a bit surreal. Frustrating. Very frustrating.
As the day progressed, Roo and I became absolutely glued to the screens in anticipation of hopefully that first bite on camera.
Suddenly turned into a really good film at the cinema, isn't it? Don't think?
Could be one of those sort of hangover films, you know, where you've been for a night out and all you want to do on a Sunday is just veg on the couch, eat crap food,
And watch watch two geezers eating crap food.
But it wasn't long before the action movie became more of a horror film.
Oh, that's the line, that's the line.
No, it's gonna.
The carp just kept ignoring my hook bait.
This one's gonna take it. This one's gonna. No.
I was really starting to get frustrated. Why aren't they going on that hook bait?
Oh, you definitely don't want to catch
Go,
that.
come on.
Go away.
It's going to Roo.
I'll take him.
Yeah, for sure.
I might even take Nick the Pike, to be honest with you.
It's got to that stage.
Then on my live cam,
Go on, take me hook bait. Go on, take me hook bait.
No.
No. They were showing slightly more interest in my hook baits that definitely had more attractors in them. Go on, you want it, don't you? You want it, you little mug? Oh, that's the sort of attention we want to a hook bait.
Roo then went for a hook bait switch after I talked him into trying a small bait all packed, full of attraction, a cage stuffed with paste, luncheon meat and chopped worm. Would they show more interest now?
Go on, go on. Going straight for the bait orb. Going straight for it. He spat it out. Went straight for it though, boy. Fed on the attractors. Went straight for it, spat it straight out. Now we're talking attraction. Now we're talking attraction is what I'm talking about. First thing it went for in the swim. That's where we need to be.
All right, Mr. Smug, calm down. It was a positive step forward, but we still hadn't converted.
I thought you were away, didn't you?
what to say.
I thought you were away.
Yeah, I thought we were away.
I thought that was it. We're in the game though. We've got a hook bait. We've got a hook bait they're going to take.
Well, we thought we could be making progress, but then we reviewed some spy cam footage from the far left margin spot.
A big old carp kept returning to the spot, but it was really picky in the little food items, ignoring the bait orb and high attract hook bait that I had on. So some serious food for thought overnight for Roo and I. We'd have to come up with hook baits to match how they were feeding. What is the answer?
Just 3 days left to crack the code or we'd fail our mission. A new dawn, another new hookbait philosophy. We just couldn't ignore all this evidence. We decided to scale down even further. A tiny fake escargot with a foam insert soaked in almond detractor with a maggot topper went out on both my spy cam and live cam.
Pick the bones out of that.
Roo scaled down 2 on his live cam, a small piece of foam and 2 fake casters which sat on the deck nicely, ready to fly up into a carp's mouth at the slightest suck.
We're going to see now whether these fish come in and want to eat anything, and if they do, whether the hook bait gets picked out or gets completely Ian Bealed.
Our 2 spy cam rods also went out with smaller hook baits, and as time was ticking, we also added a 3rd spy cam and a rig to an open water area we'd not yet tried.
We've gone from 4 rods in the lake to 5 rods in the lake. The story of the day thus far.
As the day progressed, my live cam had just the odd carp drift in and with no signs of any feeding. But just 20 yards away, Roo's live cam was a different story.
Go on. Mate, it is so much more confident on that spot. It is not noticing the hook bait. It's going right next to it. Today's the day.
The air pressure had now dropped. It started to drizzle and it felt what we anglers called carpy. Apart from Ronnie Cray, my live cam was quiet, but Luke had more positive spy cam footage from the spot that had showed the big carp feeding yesterday.
We've got very big resident fish living over there. And the good thing is it's coming in each day, feeding, getting away with it. The good thing is, from my perspective, is that it's not like the rig is being in its mouth or anything. It's just not taking a hook bait. Look at you, watch your screen. Yeah. Is that mirror or is that the common?
This is the mirror, yeah.
What are we putting that weight-wise?
Big, massive fish, yeah.
60-pounder?
Bare minimum.
That would be mega if we could catch a carp of that size on an underwater camera. Then all eyes were back on Roo's live cam, where the carp finally seemed to be gaining confidence around his hook bait.
Go on. That sucked it up. And completely blown you out. The carp feeding on tiny food items makes them really hard to catch, but this was the most positive we'd seen.
That's it.
Go on. No.
All I was thinking, was I ever going to get a pickup? Surely it had to happen soon.
Roo's hook bait then seemed to catch a carp's eye. Was this going to be the moment?
Are you recording?
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. It's on. It's on.
Yeah.
It's on. Go on, Roo. I'm gonna do some filming of your face.
No.
So you got some. So you got the first.
I'm trying to stop it going back snag and I'm not giving it
Keep
any.
the tip. Just get that tip under and keep your line. Keep your line down underwater. That's it. Get the angle. You're gonna win.
Oh.
Cut off. Yeah, cut off.
All that effort, all that time, and then to lose it. I was absolutely devastated.
Oh my God, man. I really felt for Roo. I knew how much that carp would have meant to him. And on a similar project many years ago, I lost my first carp underwater too.
We sat there 4 days, first take. Today was the most active though. We found the hook bait what worked, really small little caster, tiny little bit of foam. Had a couple of fish gum it, and then that one, it took it. But yeah, that was my worst fishing moment today. We'll go again.
Spirits had been seriously dampened in camp, but we had to keep going and build on the positives. That's nice, well done, Luke. After the commotion of the lost carp and subsequent diver disturbance, both live cams on the right margin went really quiet. But what we didn't realise at this stage was my spy cam spot with my small fake snail and maggot hook bait out to the left margin was getting some serious attention from the same big mirror that we'd seen frequently visiting for the last couple of days. It then totally locked its sights onto my hook bait. The rod going off totally blindsided me as we obviously hadn't seen the footage yet.
Boys! Yep.
Full panic set in.
Get the life jackets! Get the life jackets! Get in the boat! There is a God.
All the team had to work fast. I had to get in the boat and out to the fish ASAP as there were plenty of snags out where I'd hooked it. Luke got in the water rapido to follow me out, armed with an underwater camera to hopefully capture some of the fight.
This is amazing. 2 bites on 1 day. Lovely.
Nikos, the director, grabbed a camera and legged it around the lake for another angle. Not a bad turn of pace for a 50-year-old.
All right, new people.
Unbelievable.
It felt a decent carp and was putting up a dogged fight.
Hang on, baby. Oh, Nick's falling in the reeds over there. Right, little boss. Yeah. Only there. Stand in the boat.
I had to make sure the line didn't get tangled around Luke.
Come on.
That would be a disaster.
Playing him about a bit.
It was now starting to tire and it looked like the huge mirror that had been constantly visiting my spot. I just had to land it. As I grabbed the net, it made another deep, powerful lunge. My heart was in my mouth.
Deep breath. Deep breath. Get in there, you dancer! It only takes a second, ladies and gentlemen. Luca, give me your fist, brother. Give me your fist.
Success at last, especially after constantly tweaking, adjusting to catch that wily carp that had been feeding on the spot.
Bounce back ability, lock hooks, magic twigs. Haters, lovers, winners. That's what we do round here, boy. Get in there. The hardest thing in the world to do, catch a fish underwater in it. Roo boy, so close. It's going to happen. A little bit of pressure off. Thank you up there. Get back to shore, eh?
Let's do it, Ali.
Well done. We're in it to win it. Well done, crew. Good but turn of pace by you up there, Nick. Never said lovely turn of pace.
You get it.
Hey? You still got it, yeah? That's how quickly, ladies and gentlemen, you can go from a team feeling like Hausen to feeling good again. Morale in the camp went really down and really up in probably like half an hour. Just life and times of underwater filming.
Oh, mate. Made up now. Made up. I was so relieved. After me losing one just an hour earlier, fishing can be such an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, look at the locker. Look at that hook hold. The best hook in the business, baby. I could have played that for the next century. Look, apex corner. You what? Look at that. The lock hook. The best hook in carp fishing. That's a good hook hold, eh? Long legs of liner. Lock hook. Size 2. And a little new cheeky product in conjunction with Enterprise Tackle. Ladies and gents, that's the first time I've ever used it. The escargot. In France as well. Come on.
Yes! Oh man, that's a relief to be honest.
Just how big was this mirror we'd been seeing the last few days?
35.4, let's call it that. 35.4, we're off the mark. We're off the mark. The only interesting thing is we're now able to judge that lens on that camera. We thought that fish was possibly 70 pounds. But it wasn't. And boys, all I want now, go on, just give us a little kiss on each cheek. There's nothing, honestly, so much data. We're learning so much doing this type of underwater study, research. Lukey, the greatest human bait boat on planet Earth. Roo, it's magical, eh?
Oh, it's unreal, unreal.
Only takes a second to get a bite. Escargot.
To catch a carp in front of an underwater camera feels about 10 times harder than a normal fishing situation due to the added commotion, cables, and of course the cameras themselves. But we'd done it and now wanted more. It was the penultimate day, and from the morning onwards, both live cams, for whatever reason, were virtually carpless. And most that did drift into view were just tiny stockies.
I reckon that's about £7.
We also played back the morning footage from the free spy cams. Even they showed minimal carp traffic with no signs of feeding. Well, not from carp anyway. But the afternoon spy cams were still out in the lake recording. So what we didn't know at the time was that mine was surrounded by tench on a feeding frenzy.
Oh. I think it's a fish on. I have no idea what this is. Doesn't feel very big. What is it? It's a tench. It's a tench. There you go.
A Judy Dench.
Tench.
My first ever caught on an underwater camera.
Beautiful fish. When I was growing up, I literally used to just dream about these. Red eyes, teddy bear eyes. They are one of the most stunning freshwater species out there.
After no more action, with only one day remaining, and in the name of research, we decided that Roo would leave his rods out during the hours of darkness just to see if he could catch one off the spot. Plus, we also had a secret weapon for this covert mission.
The good thing is, with those teeth, we can see anything in the dark. Go on, let's.
So, yeah.
Oh, God.
Nice one, Al. But the angler in me was so desperate just to put a fish on the bank. No underwater camera. Let's see if I can still catch a carp.
There's a way.
I haven't wanted a fishing so much in all my life.
His name is Roo. He's got a big carp. His name is Roo. He's got a big carp.
It's a common, and if you go back a little bit further, that common carp is now Roo Dog's common carp, and he's off the mark. And this man has struck the gold.
So he could still actually catch him. We safely retained the carp ready for an inspection in the imminent morning light. Our final day in France, and time to check out Roo's well-deserved covert consolation common carp.
30. Well, I'm going to give you 34 on the button.
There we go.
Go on, boy.
It might not been on a live cam, but cameras were off. It just proves to you, or it proves to me, how much harder it is to get that live bite.
Yeah, it's no coincidence, mate. The technology, for what we learn, is brilliant, but it is the hardest set of circumstances to try to catch a carp with all those concoctions and cables and divers, but the rewards are there, and this is almost a part of the piecing the jigsaw together to show people the tactics we've been using, what we've evolved to throughout the session, is a good way to fish on this particular lake, in this particular situation. And I'm really glad you're walking away with an absolute belter. And there's still a little minuscule time to go.
Window to go.
Unfortunately, we didn't manage to catch any more carp, but it was still mission accomplished.
We came here to catch a carp in front of the underwater cameras on a venue we'd never seen before. Very little intel, very little time. We worked hard, we rolled the dice, and we succeeded. And every ounce of the information gained can be used for future underwater projects.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm still gutted I didn't land a carp on an underwater camera. Oh. But on the flip side, I did catch a common, and that did make me happy. This fishing trip was definitely the biggest eye-opener I have ever had.
It was an absolute honour to fish with Roo, a proper lovely guy. Let's not forget about those gnashes.